Myself, M. Karthik Kumar Reddy, working as an assistant professor in Nalla Narasimha Reddy Education Society's group of institutions. In the Department of Civil Engineering in Foundation Engineering subject, I am going to discuss about earth pressure theories in Unit 3. Today we are going to discuss about the lateral earth pressure theories and then after that retaining walls. Before starting our discussion, let us first try to understand what exactly to be mean by lateral earth pressure and that what are the various theories which are developed to estimate the lateral earth pressure. Now first of all, let us try to understand that what do we mean by lateral earth pressure, how it occurs. So for that I will just show you this figure. Here coming to the introduction, you can see that there is a natural slope, and if I cut it by a vertical plane xx as vertical axis shown in the figure, it will result into this kind of situation, and you can see that the soil above this part will have the tendencies to slide over. So in case if you are planning to expand a road, then what will happen is this soil will slide over this road, which is an undesirable situation. So for all means we need to protect this soil to slide down. Now how we can do that? Either we have to provide some retaining structure or we have to provide some measures for that. Now see, this soil which is sliding down, it will be sliding with some pressure, and that pressure is called as the lateral earth pressure. So that is called as the lateral earth pressure. Now let us see this. If I give there a retaining structure of this kind, then what is happening is the soil which was there about in this spot, this is creating a lateral pressure which will be resisted by this retaining structure, and that is why it is called as a retaining structure. So you can see that this retaining structure will function properly in the case of a retaining wall when this lateral earth pressure is estimated properly, because let us say that lateral earth pressure is very nominal, then we do not require such a big cross section of a retaining structure, and accordingly if it is magnitude is higher and we have to go for larger cross section, so that the retaining structure will be able to take that much of the load without falling downwards. The stability is the only criteria which has to be taken into account. So that why the estimation of this lateral earth pressure which is exerted by the soil becomes very essential. Now you see the soil. I will be using of the technical terms. So you must know that what exactly do I mean by those words. So the soil which has to be retained, that is called a backfill, that is the soil which is lying in this part, that is the retaining structure. I will be calling that as backfill material or backfill soil. Now as we saw that what is lateral earth pressure and why it is important to estimate that property. So you can see, to summarize that, if I say that a proper design of retaining walls, cantilever sheet pile walls, braced cuts and other similar structures require proper estimation of lateral earth pressure. So these are retaining walls or cantilever retaining walls or braced cuts. They all are different types of retaining structures. Now, now before estimating, we must know that on what parameters this lateral earth pressure will vary. So this lateral earth pressure is basically a function of type and amount of wall movement. Now let us see in that figure, the soil was varying to sliding downwards, which will cause the pressure on the wall. Wall will have the tendency to move either towards the soil or away from the soil, away from the wall. So the type and the amount of the wall movement which is taking place will affect the lateral earth pressure. Then shear strength properties of soil. What do we mean by shear strength parameters is that the cohesion and angle of internal friction, that is C and phi. So depending upon the properties of soil, the lateral earth pressure will be varying. Now for here, what do we mean by soil is explained is the backfill soil, then the unit weight of the soil, and then drainage conditions in the backfill. Drainage conditions means you know that there are basically two types of soil, cohesive soil and non-cohesive soil. Then in cohesive soil, the drainage conditions are not that good, but in case of non-cohesive soil, drainage conditions are very good. So depending on the type of the soil and subsequently drainage condition of that, the lateral earth pressure will be different. That is, the lateral earth pressure in case of cohesive backfill will be different, and the lateral earth pressure in case of cohesionless backfill will be different. Now as I told you that wall which have tendency to move upon the action of this lateral earth pressure which will be exerted on the retaining structure by the soil. Now the thing is that there can be three conditions, either the wall is not all moving, or secondary something wall can move away from the soil, that is away from the backfill, or the wall can move towards the backfill. So let us try to discuss one by one. So all these three conditions. So first condition, that is I am going to discuss, is that when the wall is at rest, that is wall is not at all moving. So you can see here in this figure that this is a kind of retaining structure, any retaining structure, and here the soil which has to be retained is called as backfill. And then if the height of the structure is h and wall is restrained from moving, that is wall is in its position, and then the sigma h is the pressure which is exerted by the soil on this retaining structure. You have to keep in mind that the wall is not at all moving, wall has been restrained from moving, and then this horizontal pressure or a stress which we are calling is as sigma h, which is at rest condition. Now you can see that the lateral earth pressure on the wall at any depth in this position of the wall is called as at rest earth pressure. So if this is clear, and the wall is not at all moving. Now let us try to understand that what happens if the wall moves away from the soil. So you can see in the figure that this is a kind of wall or a retaining structure, then it is moving away from the soil by this delta H amount. Then it will cause the soil to fail along this particular cracked portion. Say this is called as failure. It means it is not a very hard and fast. That soil will fail along this failure wedge. It can take any other shape. It can fail like this in a cracked portion depending upon the weakness, but let us say for tentative thing we assume that this is the wedge of the soil which is failing. So here wall may tilt away from the soil which has to be retained. The condition is called active condition. You see a triangular soil wedge behind the wall, and the lateral pressure in this condition is known as active earth pressure. Now this one we have discussed that when the soil is at rest, the second thing, when the soil is moving away from the soil, away from the wall. Now the third one is when the wall is moving towards the soil. So you can see in the earlier figure the wall was moving away from the soil. In this case the wall is moving towards the soil. So the wall may be pushed into the soil, retain. There may be cases. I will explain you in the subsequent. So in the case, the wall is pushed to be retained, moving towards the backfill soil, and again assume that the soil is called as wedge failure. That is in a triangular wedge is found. So you can see that sufficient wall movement, the soil wedge will fail, and in this case, you can see this is the lateral pressure which is acting upon the wall or retaining structure by the soil is called as passive earth pressure.